Stories Philippines podcast.
A night so quiet you could hear your own heart pounding. Somewhere in the rural dark, a shovel pierces wet earth, again and again, driven by hands desperate for more than just gold. Why do people return to the moonless forests, risking everything for glittering fortunes that may not even exist? Is it the allure of the unknown, or a hunger that comes from deeper places? A hunger not only for wealth, but for hope when hope itself is scarce. We bury things for many reasons, but what is buried doesn't always stay beneath the soil. Sometimes, the land itself seems to groan, disturbed by the generations of diggers, treasure hunters, and dreamers who hoped to unearth Yamashita's gold. They search in silence, driven by whispers of Japanese secrets and chilling tales of curses. If you listen closely, you'll hear the wind move through the ruins, carrying stories soaked in longing, obsession, and tragedy. Some accounts say you'll never find the gold. Others claim that what you uncover will change your life, but not in the way you expect. Before we begin tonight's story, take heed. A grave shadow looms over this tale, exploring themes and scenes that many will find profoundly disturbing. Exercise extreme caution and judgment while listening. I am Jessica, and you are listening to Stories Philippines podcast. Season 3, Episode 6, The Hunger of the Gold Diggers. What is it about buried treasure that twists minds and stirs the restless? The Philippines is haunted by the legend of General Tomoyuki Yamashita's gold. The story goes that during the closing days of the war in 1945, Japanese soldiers hid mountains of gold, jewels, and priceless artifacts across the archipelago. Hundreds of spots, some deep underwater, others in caves and tunnels bored into mountains. These were curses waiting to be released. 70 years later, the maps may have faded, but the hunger has not. World War II scarred the land. When the fighting stopped, hope was as threadbare as the houses left standing. People told stories to make sense of ruins, of Japanese soldiers who guarded their loot with blood and ancient rituals, and of gold so cursed it destroyed every life it touched. Gold and grief intertwined. Across the ocean, legends of buried war loot exist too. Think of the Nazi gold train, rumored to be hidden deep in the mountains of Poland, or the countless pirate hordes that supposedly dot the Caribbean islands. But nowhere have these tales burrowed into collective memory quite like in the Philippines. Here, every region has its own haunted mountain or river, its own secret tunnels stretching beneath fields once soaked in battle. In the northern province of Nueva Vizcaya, there is a waterfall where locals say Japanese prisoners under strict orders were forced to haul crates of treasure up into the mountains. A grandfather once claimed to have seen the soldiers, their faces lit by torchlight, performing strange rites before disappearing into the mist. Treasure hunters have tried to follow their footsteps, burning smoke bombs to reveal hidden tunnels. Sometimes the smoke vanishes into the stone, and explorers whisper of unseen passageways leading to riches or traps. This feeling that vast wealth is just beyond reach is the very air that sustains the legend. It mirrors the deep-seated cultural belief that luck, or suerte, is a tangible force, capable of changing one's fate overnight. There are nearly 140 sites across the country rumored to hide Yamashita's gold. That does not even count the supposed underwater vaults. Not a single site has yielded the true bulk, only scattered finds, just enough to keep the hunger alive. But what of those who have found their gold? The stories are rarely hopeful. The treasure is not simply wealth. It is often described as a malignant force, a sickness waiting to be excavated. In an online feature, an experienced hunter named Elmo spoke about curses binding the treasure. According to him, Japanese officers performed spiritual procedures, rituals designed to lock the gold away, not just from prying hands, but from anyone not meant to possess it. This belief in the ritual binding of objects, where a curse is attached to prevent theft, is a concept found in cultures worldwide, from the tombs of ancient Egypt to the guarded tribal relics of the Americas. Elmo claimed that those who recovered their own Yamashita treasure without cleansing suffered all manner of misfortune. Some lost their minds, hearing voices not their own. Others saw ghostly figures lurking at the edge of firelight, or woke to cryptic symbols carved into trees around their homes. Marriages shattered, and lives spiraled into sudden violence. Elmo's cautionary tales echo tragedies recounted by ordinary people. One poignant listener's story, found on a social media forum called Book of Bad Ideas, is layered in dread. A team of friends dug deep into a remote clearing, ignoring warnings from older villagers. At first, all seemed well. Then, strange occurrences began. Water would not boil, food spoiled overnight, and one digger, a man named Jerome, woke to scratches across his arms, like symbols from another language. Jerome laughed it off, but soon fell ill, and within a week lost consciousness. His family believed it was not sickness, but a curse, released like foul air from the earth. They were convinced that the land itself had retaliated. On a video platform, another comment tells of a group of rebels, insurgents by one account, who uncovered a hidden cache in Isabela. As they left the scene, their minds snapped, and several men began giggling uncontrollably before turning their guns on themselves. Only the quick thinking of their commander, who ordered the treasure returned to the earth, saved some of their lives. To this day, they believe that gold can taint a person's spirit if handled rashly. This descent into sudden, inexplicable madness following the uncovering of forbidden riches has its parallel in numerous folklores, where the violation of sacred or cursed ground leads directly to mental affliction. The human mind, under immense pressure and superstitious fear, can turn on itself with terrifying speed. For treasure hunters, both old and new, it's not only supernatural curses that threaten. Greed, suspicion, and violence crackle through every expedition. There are tales of men who spend their life's savings chasing maps, only to be betrayed by a companion who wants the bounty for himself. The obsession doesn't always end in fortune. More often, it ends in ruin. The most famous case is Raja Rojas, a man who found what he believed to be a solid gold Buddha, a piece of Yamashita's treasure, in 1971. He was immediately ensnared in webs of conspiracy, pursued by powerful figures, and eventually imprisoned. Rojas died under mysterious circumstances, and many believe that the curse of the treasure, mixed with the cold, hard avarice of men, destroyed him. Even Ferdinand Marcos, who some claim recovered stores of Yamashita gold, died in exile and shame, his legacy one of disease and betrayal. The pattern repeats. The closer one gets to the gold, the more certain their tragedy. Is the treasure real? Survivor stories say yes, but the gold itself seems perpetually out of reach. A former member of a legit treasure hunting group wrote online that he witnessed finds firsthand, that some places remain untouched to this day. Yet fear keeps him silent. The dangers are too great. In Zamboanga del Norte, 2 families are rumored to have unearthed some of the gold, Yet their secrets remain carefully guarded. The family members changed almost overnight, becoming cold and withdrawn, but refused to speak to neighbors again. Their sudden, sealed-off lives only fueled the fear that the treasure demands a terrifying silence as its price. Then there is the story of Serena, from a small town near Cagayan de Oro. As a college student, she joined her uncle's dig, drawn by hopes of sudden wealth to pay for tuition. After weeks of searching, they discovered a sealed box. Inside was a tangled mass of coins and medallions, all marked with odd carvings. Serena claimed she felt a freezing wind sweep through the clearing the moment the box was opened, an unnerving chill that had nothing to do with the night air. The next day, her uncle's health collapsed. Strange figures began appearing at their windows, and Serena was plagued by dreams of drowning in rivers of gold. The coins were returned to their hiding place, but her nightmares continued, a vivid, suffocating horror of unending wealth and terror. Submit your own stories to our email, stories.phpodcast@gmail.com. Perhaps your family has its own tale of a grandfather's obsession or a strange sound heard late at night in the jungle. Not all believe in supernatural curses. Some argue it's simply the pressure, financial, emotional, and social, that causes lives to unravel. The intense secrecy required, the distrust between partners, and the risk of government prosecution for treasure findings all play a role. These events, the sudden onset of illness, the inexplicable violence, could be viewed through the lens of acute stress disorder or mass hysteria, triggered by the profound, life-altering expectation of immense wealth. The stress of secrecy and betrayal is a potent poison. Still, the legends have gained new momentum as investigators combine modern tools with old maps. Drone footage, environmental research, and professional borehole teams now swarm the mountains, determined to turn myth into reality. This modern search is a global phenomenon. From the search for the Amber Room lost in Russia during the war to the continued hunt for Captain Kidd's buried coins, advanced technology meets ancient folklore. Even so, locals warn, not all riches should be unearthed. Sometimes what is found underground is best left alone. The economic crises following World War II left entire islands scraping by. Another reason the myth endured. In lean times, the dream of instant wealth became almost as potent as any curse. The hunger for a sudden solution wakens not only greed but desperation. People risk imprisonment, violent death, heartbreak, and even insanity for a chance, just a chance at the legendary gold. The desperation for money to feed a family can drive a person to rationalize any risk, spiritual or otherwise. And the curse does not always manifest immediately. Some say it lingers for generations, passing from parent to child, haunting family lines with uneasy luck and subtle misfortunes. The true, chilling aspect of these hauntings is not just vengeful spirits or cryptic omens, but the reality that hope and despair are so closely tied together in the Filipino psyche. What is passed down are stories, reminders that every shortcut has its cost, that some dinners remain empty, and some wounds never heal. Access exclusive content on Patreon where we explore the generational impact of folklore and trauma. Geographically, the sites stretch from the rugged mountains of Nueva Vizcaya and Benguet to rivers in Leyte and tunnels beneath thriving towns in Mindanao. In every region, folklore guards the hidden places, spirit guardians, earth elementals, ancestral curses. Locals perform cleansing rites before entering certain caves. Prayers are whispered by trembling lips before any digging begins. This respect for the land and the belief in elemental spirits, or diwata, is a cornerstone of Filipino spiritual life, a belief that the earth itself is alive and must be appeased. The land itself is steeped in ritual and respect, a reminder that searching for treasure is never just a physical act, but a dialogue with history, and sometimes with the dead. Tonight's listener story comes from Marjorie, who posted in a paranormal community. Her tale centers on a family in Bulacan. After months of fruitless searching, her father, a tireless man named Rolando, defied warnings and took up digging on Good Friday, violating a long-held superstition that the day is too sacred for such material pursuits. The ground, she wrote, seemed to fight back, resisting every swing of the pickaxe. As dusk turned to night, strange animal cries, not belonging to any known creature, echoed from the nearby ravine, and their lanterns sputtered out. The dig ended without success, but Marjorie claims her father has never slept soundly since. Sometimes, in the blue hours before dawn, he wakes to the sound of clinking metal and the laughter of unseen soldiers, their ghostly mockery a chilling reminder of his transgression. Another story, posted by Ray on Book of Bad Ideas, details a find in a rumored mystical region. After uncovering a sealed chest beneath tangled roots, Ray's team was hounded by nightmares and inexplicable rashes that no doctor could diagnose. One companion, driven by a nameless terror, ran from his home in the middle of the night, never to return. Ray now believes the gold was not meant for them and warns others to heed the lessons of those who came. Find show notes and support options in the description. We detail the history of war loot and global treasure hunts there. Modern understanding of the mind acknowledges the powerful effect of belief, fear, and trauma on human experience. A religious viewpoint might suggest that the lure of unearned wealth is a form of temptation, a weakness that invites spiritual attack. The belief in a curse, when internalized, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. These elements, combined with years of poverty and cultural longing, can shape destinies. The mind, faced with intense secrecy, financial ruin, and the weight of legend, can conjure its own punishments. The auditory hallucinations, the physical sickness, these can be the body's ultimate reaction to profound psychological strain. Yet, in the Philippines, the line between myth and reality is thin, and Yamashita's gold remains as much a haunting as it is a hope. Follow us on social media for daily folklore facts. We often compare these local curses to international tales of ill-gotten gains. As the story fades into silence, you are left with lingering questions. Is the hunger for gold simply greed? Or is it the hunger to heal, to rewrite tragic history with a single stroke of luck? Why do we keep digging, long after the war has ended and the last shots have been fired? Are we not really searching for gold, but for an ending to a wound that has never fully closed? Tonight, the ghosts of Yamashita's gold have risen, and the curse may echo in every dream, every desperate plan, every silent hope. Have you ever unearthed something that should have stayed hidden? Will the treasures of our past free us from longing, or bind us to it forever? As the old proverb says, not all gold glitters. Some glimmers in the hearts of those who dare to hope, and those who dare to regret. If you thirst for more, listen to our other episodes, and keep your lantern lit as you wander through the shadows with us. Do not forget to like, subscribe, follow, and share this podcast. Support the podcast financially in ways you can find in the show notes. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time,